Hey yo guys, girls, and everyone in between. This is Rebellious Pastry here, and welcome back to the Hobby Interview Show. I know our shows have been very rare this season due to complications, but this is our second to the last show of the season, and it's the first one that in a while that has been on time. Because Pastry has not been taking over other studios as much as they were. But, oh man, why did I have the rule sheets alright. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna make the announcement of, if you have any questions, please either say at Rebellious Pastry or, a donut emoji so that you know that you're talking to us, not each other. But please keep in mind that we keep our chat moderated still, so don't say anything bad in the chat. Anyways, so some of these questions, especially these first ones, are stuff that I already know about you. Like, what is your name?
I'm Sam.
Sam actually shares my bathroom wall with me.
This is true.
Is it your bathroom wall?
No, it's my room wall and your bathroom wall. That share a wall.
Oh! I was just curious if our bathroom shared a wall since you mentioned it.
My bed is right there.
Oh! All the shower tunes to you. Anyways, what are your pronouns so that we know what to call you?
She, her.
Yep. They're totally she, her. People think I thought you were a trans guy.
I mean,
I thought
it's open for interpretation.
But,
I don't really care that much.
I'm kidding. But, do you have any, this is mostly because the people who I have on also have YouTube channels that they work on, but do you have any social medias that are production based? No, just personal. Yeah, I don't like having people share personal accounts, so that's why I worded it like that.
Makes sense.
And then what is your hobby?
Running.
I shouldn't have put you so close to my door because you might run out of here.
Bye.
We are IRL. We are both in the studio today. But yeah, how long have you been doing this? This sounds like a stupid question for the show, but
we can trace my running days all the way back to 5th grade when I joined the running club. Against my will. My mom made me, but I stuck with it. Did cross country all through middle and high school. Now here we are, trail running.
Man, why did your mom have you sign up for running? It just would make it easier for you to run away from her.
I don't think she thought of that.
I thought that you were gonna be like, when I was 5, I ran away from my mom.
No.
I just had to. And then, how did you find running? You already answered that in, how long have you been doing this? I have them separate just in case people don't do that, but more times out of not, people have combined those two questions on accident. Why are you interested in running? Current day, specifically.
I don't know. That's a hard question, because, I guess mostly for, the community. That's where, most of my friends are, and that's, being a part of a team is like my social life, I guess.
That's fair.
And also I just enjoy getting outside.
I guess I'm the odd man out here. I met you because of rocks. And because you share a wall with me. And then, let's see here. I already asked you, why are you interested / why you do it, right? How much does it cost? Yes, I'm going to include your shoes with this.
Well, okay.
Because, no, but I'm not going to include any of your other clothes. Unless you tell me right here, right now, that you do all of your running barefoot. But I'm also going to include any athletic fees you have in this number, too.
Well, I think the fee to be on the trail team is about $600.
That's a lot.
But here's the thing. We get all of our gear for free. So my shoes I get for free. Because we are sponsored by Adidas Terex. And they just send us so much stuff. I have so much Terex stuff. I have, like, so many shoes. More than I know what to do with. And we just got more stuff today, actually.
Wow.
Like a beanie, like a buff gator thing, and a headband.
Do you know if it's more than $600 worth of clothes?
Oh, thousands of dollars worth. I have thousands of dollars worth of stuff between all of my shoes, because the shoes are like over $200 and I have like at least 10 pairs of shoes.
Holy cow.
And like the shorts are like, and the shirts are all like ridiculously priced. And like I have puffies, I have pants, I have leggings, I have socks, I have hats, I have rain jackets, I have windbreakers, I have long sleeves, I have so much gear that they've given us.
Wow. So your whole wardrobe.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So that cost-wise is, I'm really lucky to have that like taken care of. So it's just the fee to be on the team, which is like $600. And when we travel, everything's covered either by the Mountain Sports Program or by Adidas. All of our travel, housing, and food. So
Holy
it's a
cow.
pretty sweet deal.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh man, I didn't know that you guys got so many clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Backpacks.
No one. After you're done here, I'm not gonna say where, but after you're done here, are you just gonna have a sale of all of your extra sports clothing?
Honestly, that would not be a bad idea.
Oh man. I need to open back up my my question sheet because I'm usually having it up here, but since we're IRLs and not on call with each other, I decided to have it on my phone. And then is it one cost or is it something that you keep on paying for? One cost would be once you own the equipment, you don't have to pay anything else. But anything that is subscription based or anything that you have to keep on buying would be considered something you keep on paying for. So
yeah, the fee to be on the team, like that $600 is annual, so it's for the entire year, but
something you keep on paying for?
Yeah.
That's how I'd classify that. And then, do you make any money off of running?
Nope.
You don't? Not like scholarships?
No.
You don't make anything off of running. How do you not make money off of scholarships?
Because there's only one scholarship, I think, for the team. And it only goes to one person.
Jeez.
So.
Boo.
There's not a lot of money in trail running.
Boo.
If I got really fast, then I could, like, win prize money if I won races, but I'm not, so.
I'm just gonna ask you, like, how much money is in the prizes?
I have no idea.
So they don't
And
just,
it
like,
also
announce it?
varies greatly between race to race. Because, like, you know, some races, they don't even have prize money. You get, like, whiskey or a painting.
A whiskey or a painting? Wow. That is very varied.
These are just some examples
Oh, man.
from races that I've been to.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's fair. I wonder why they give you whiskey.
I don't know.
That's very random.
It was.
What, did you win it or no?
No, but one of our girls did. She was only 17 at the time. And then our coach made her give it back.
Oh, fun!
He was like, no, give it back.
I just had to ask because you mentioned it. And then do you have any plans to make money off of it?
No.
I told you an idea earlier.
You did?
Selling your clothes.
Oh, yeah, maybe. And I have some shoes that I've never worn and I don't plan on wearing. So I could sell those. They're really nice shoes. They just suck, actually.
Tell me how they suck.
They're like really stiff. They're like a brick of a shoe. They just really hurt.
Are you wearing some of the shoes they gave you or no?
These are my comfy Birkenstocks.
So you get a ton of shoes and then you don't wear the shoes that they give you.
I do. I have to wear them for like running. And there are other pairs that I love. But
Fair
there's
enough.
some that I hate. So
I currently have my Converses on. But that's beside the point here. And then how many hours a week do you spend typically on running?
You know, I can pull up the exact numbers.
All right.
Let's figure this out together.
Normally people are like,
All right. Let's see. This is looking around 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours a day or a week?
A week.
Is that including running to your classes?
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But sometimes it gets up to like 10 hours.
10 hours? What weeks are those?
Those would be like high mileage weeks. Let's see. That was a week. Oh, that was the week I went to the Grand Canyon. So that was.
I'm sure that was grand.
It was. So we had like an 8-mile day that day. Or 8 mile. It was 23 miles. It was 8 hours.
Do you ever get out of breath during that time?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm out of breath often.
Oh. And then how easy is it to have other hobbies? Is it a very time-intensive hobby, would you say?
I mean, it is a pretty big commitment. It does take up a lot of my weekends with races and stuff. And I have practice every day that I'm required to attend. But I don't know. I feel like I still have a lot of free time to still do other things that I want.
That's fair. And then with the how many hours a week, how many hours do you spend on race days?
Race days? I mean, it depends on how long the race is. How long I'm actually running for.
Too many depenses, aren't there?
Well, yeah, because our races are anywhere from like a 10K, which is like 9.5 miles. I mean, other people do all the way up to like 50 milers.
50?
Yeah.
I ain't doing that, man.
Me either. Not yet, at least. And then we have other races that are like half marathons, 30Ks, 50Ks.
Think you'd ever do a marathon?
I have.
How is that?
It was really difficult. I did it over the summer in July.
That sounds like the hottest weather.
It was in the mountains though, early in the morning.
Like what time?
I don't remember when it started. Probably around like 7 or 8.
Don't mind me, just waking up for a race. Did you do that one in your pajamas?
In my pajamas. I wish. It was really hard though. Because there was about 4,000 feet of elevation gain.
Jeez.
So it was 16 miles straight up, and then it was 11 miles straight down, just up a mountain and then down the other side of the mountain.
Oh man. Did you get altitude sickness with that?
No. At the peak it was, I think, 13,000 feet though. It was quite up there. My knees suffered on the way down. Like, I was feeling so good on the uphill. The uphill was like the best 16 miles of my life.
Maybe I should have asked you to include medical bills of your running injuries in the count of the numbers.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
After that marathon, because that downhill absolutely destroyed my knees, I couldn't run for like 2 months.
Yikes.
So.
Yikes.
But yeah, it was really fun. I would do again.
You athletes are built different. And then here's back to, alright, so this one's going to sound very silly for this hobby, but I'm going to ask this anyways because it's on the list, but, how easy is it to work with others? You said multiple times that you're on a team.
Yeah.
But just like I'm actually curious to see like what your answer is for this question actually.
Well, I mean, we have a
sorry.
great team dynamic. So we all get along really well.
That's good.
Like when we go to races and stuff, you know, we all cook dinner together, which gets chaotic with like 30 people, but
I would not like that. I've had to team cook dinner with Girl Scouts before, and that have gotten chaotic.
Yeah, we
that's not even with 30 people. And then, so, but you don't work together to run, is the thing.
I mean, sometimes we do. Like sometimes in races, like
relay?
There was one race, this season where one girl on our team, she hadn't raced in 2 years due to injury. And this was her first race back, and she was super nervous. And I was like, don't even worry about it. Like, you're gonna be fine. Like, she's had been running for like a while. She was like in good shape. It was just the first race back. So I ended up running the whole race with her. Like, I could have gone so much faster. I could have raced so much harder, but I stuck with her.
Oh, that's nice of you, actually.
To get her to the finish, and because she was having a tough time. She was super emotional. But she was super grateful that I stuck with her.
That's very nice of her.
Line.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, so
to do
there
that.
still is that like team dynamic of getting people to the end, and we cheer for each other, and you know.
How do you not want to throw up after so much running?
Oh, I do. The stomach ache after running a race. Ugh. Never want to eat again.
Yikes. Yikes. Actually, yikes. And then, with this next question, you can answer it in so many different ways that it's not even funny, and you can answer this multiple different ways, like, answer it in every way possible if you so do wish. But how has running helped you?
Ooh.
Physically, emotionally.
I mean, like, emotionally, it's a great outlet. Like, it keeps me sane, you know?
That's fair enough.
Yeah. It's kind of therapeutic almost. Like, even though it's a love-hate relationship. Because, you know, it kind of sucks sometimes. Especially when it's, like, 10 degrees outside.
Luckily for you, all of how it sucks is actually in the next question.
Perfect.
So, anyways.
But when I don't run, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right.
That's fair.
Like, the social aspect, like, in high school, like, my closest friends were from cross country, and I just love the team aspect, and that's really what made me come to this school, and run in college, is because I was like, all right, I need to make friends. How do I do that? Run.
Want to know? All right, people think I'm insane for this, but the reason why I chose this school is because it's cold.
It is. It was negative 12 degrees this morning when I went to get my breakfast. So.
And you want to know what I was wearing during those 12 degrees?
Sweatpants and a sweatshirt?
Yeah! I am. But yeah, so you say that it helps physically and mentally?
Yeah. And
are you done answering that question, or is there another way that you want to answer this question?
I think I'm good.
I just realized I can see myself in my mirror from this seat. Anyways, enough me being a little dork, I guess. But like I said, like I mentioned to you already, with everything, nothing is 100% positive all the time. There's always downsides to things. So, what is the downsides? You can think about anything that could be a downside.
The injuries. I've had knee injuries, ankle injuries. It's tough on your body. Just like the constant impact of running for hours. I don't think people who don't run always realize it, because you think of like contact sports of like football and stuff, like, oh, that's a painful sport, but
yeah, there's literally like
running hurts.
there was a documentary on how like especially mentally the American football has as far as effects on the brain and the body injuries. But yeah, like, how many injuries would you say you've had? Physical injuries, not emotional. I know that emotional injuries happen. But for the sake of my question, physical injuries.
I think 4, maybe 5.
What kind of injuries?
I've had a couple of ankle injuries.
Did you like sprain it?
I think it was overuse. Most running injuries are overuse. Shin splints and a couple of different knee injuries.
Oh, geez.
Kind of. One was just like a tight, weak hamstring issue that manifested in knee pain. Oh my god, so painful.
Yikes.
And then just like other knee problems that I don't really know why, but oh well.
Do you guys like, I've done like track in like middle and high school, but do you think you guys do cross country, so not on the track? Or do you do both?
I did track in high school.
Do you think it's better to run on the track or worse?
Well, the track is softer, so that's better for like shin splints and impact wise. And track is typically shorter too, so you're not pounding for quite as long as endurance sports is, which is what I'm into now.
Jeez.
So yeah.
I have actually animated myself in a really old video, me tripping over a hurdle.
I've never attempted to go over a hurdle, and I have no intentions to, because they terrify me.
That's good. I literally tripped over one because my brain can't run and jump at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's
It just,
hard.
yeah. What other downsides?
I don't know. I feel like
You mentioned the weather.
Well, yeah, it's really cold right now. But I think I'll
It's
take
really
the
cold for people who aren't even running right now, so.
Yeah, but I will take the cold over like 90-degree heat though. I cannot stand the heat while running. I just melt and die. So
we do not want you dead, so.
I hate running in hot weather. So I think I'll take the 10 degrees.
The overexertion. How often do you overexert yourself?
I'm pretty good at like taking breaks and chilling out when I need to. So.
Yeah, I once like really badly overexerted myself with basketball. But that's different. But it's still a lot of running. So, is that it for the downsides that you can think of?
Yeah.
Any more upsides?
What did I already mention? Mentally good, socially good.
And then, this is the golden question, which is the entire reason of why I even do this show, which is, would you recommend this hobby to others?
I mean, if you want to run. I think it's pretty great. But also, I think people should just, do what they enjoy, like, in terms of, like, physical activity. Like, if you'd rather go for a hike than hike, you don't have to run the trail.
Out. Now, this is going to be kind of weird coming from someone in Colorado, but I'm not a big hiker.
You can also just, sit on a bench and, like, color and, like, do crafts. I like to do that, too.
Sit on a bench.
No, I do that. I like to just, like, sit outside and, like, listen to music and, like, make some friendship bracelets or something.
Oh, man. Those are so hard. Anyways, so that's it for the preset questions. So I would like you to explain to me, this might sound like a stupid question, but I actually want you to go in depth with this, but the difference between cross country and track and field.
All right. Cross country is longer distances, or it's only one distance. It's 5K in high school, and I think they do 6Ks in college. I'm not sure because I don't do cross country in college. But it's just one set distance, and it's all the courses are different depending on where you go. And then track is obviously always on a track, and there's so many different events. You have your field events, you got shot put, I don't know what else.
Those shot puts are no joke.
Yeah, and then you got your jumping events, you got pole vault. Then you have all your track events. You got your 100 meter, 200 meter, 400, 800, 1600, 32. Those are kind of like the main ones. I don't know if they do different ones in college. I'm not sure.
That's fair. I'm just like, the minute you said pole vault, you want to know what I thought of?
What?
Do you remember that one dude who got his who lost the pole jump because of his man parts?
Oh. Wait, no, I've seen that. What are you talking about?
I just had to think of how I was going to word that for the sake of this show. But I think man parts is good.
Yeah. I have a friend who's a pole vaulter. Or she was. But then she quit track to join the trail team.
At least she didn't have the man parts to lose the...
No, pole vaulting is so scary. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Let's just say trans men will never have that issue.
Exactly.
Unless bottom
That's why they
surgery.
need to be led into sports.
Yeah, trans men. Let's go. I'm biased. Anyways, that'll be a different video. Me explaining how I'm not non-binary anymore, but that's an issue for later. But, oh yeah. Continue with what you were talking about before I mentioned the whole story with that one pole vaulter.
Oh, the difference? Yeah, the biggest difference is just, like, the distance with cross-country having one set, but lots of different courses, and track so many different distances, and it's... I actually don't know how it's scored.
Track?
I should, because I did track. I think it's your place.
Yeah.
And then they add up the numbers. I think.
I thought it was whoever finished first.
Yeah. Well, and then, like, team-wise, like, everybody on your team, like, your place is your point. So if you get first place, it's only 1 point, and then it's like golf, lowest score wins, I think. I don't exactly know how that works with track because there's so much going on. It's like similar for cross country. They just like score like the top 5 or 6 runners. But yeah.
I just think the teams are kind of dumb, not gonna lie.
Why?
Just like it seems like such a solo event. But yeah, you guys have teams. Like, I get with the relay races, you gotta have multiple people, but
yeah.
With the regular stuff, I don't know why people score on teams.
Well, I mean, different schools and stuff, right? You want your school to be the best, and then like based on how your school scores, that like determines if you like move on to like higher level races or whatever, like
that's
nationals
fair.
Or whatever.
It just seems like it would score so individually to where it's like,
yeah,
why?
It is pretty individual, especially for track. I think cross country is more team almost, but maybe I'm biased because I love cross country.
Because with other sports, with basketball, you can't exactly play basketball by yourself, so I see why they have a team.
Yeah.
But with running, you could just go outside and take a lap around the building if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Not right now because we're on air, but
I think also being like having it as a team, like having other people rely on you, really like helps with like the competition, you know?
Fair.
It's just, like it's not just you, it's everybody, you know? And I think it kind of helps with like that motivation is like I want to be good not only for myself but for my team.
That's fair. And then you were still talking about cross country versus track when I interrupted you again. Continue.
I think I hit pretty much all the differences that I can think of.
So why do you like cross country over track?
I like the longer distances, and I like, you know, not running in circles. It gets really boring. And also...
you just made track sound really dumb in that sentence, and I love it.
I mean...
I'm sure someone who chooses track over cross country could make cross country sound dumb in a sentence.
Of course. But, I mean, also at my high school, the team dynamics between cross country and track were very different. Coming from the cross country team to like the track team, like we were the distance kids, right? We did the distance events, like we had kids in the 800, 1600, and 3200. and all the sprinters and jumpers kind of hated us.
Why?
They didn't, I don't know. Like, the team dynamic was just, like, really off. And it just, like, wasn't great. And
like
also,
clicky?
Yeah, they were super clicky, and then we were just kind of, just like, you know, the random distance kids that nobody really liked.
Yikes. Why didn't people really like you?
I don't know. They just thought we were the weird distance kids. And maybe we are a little weird. But that's besides the point.
Every group thinks the other groups are weird. That's how cliques work.
Yeah.
Unless you're that one guy who every clique thinks is weird.
So yeah, I just thought the cross-country team dynamic was better. And I prefer longer distances, but not on the track. I do not want to run 8 laps around the track to do a 3200, which is what I did because I was the only kid who would run the 32 without throwing a fit. So
like
I was
Coach, I don't want to do a 32. Like that?
I mean, okay, I had one friend and our coach was trying to make her run the 32, and she was like, I will not. I did that once already, and I'm not going to do that again. That's not my event. And he was like, all right, if you don't do it, you're off the team. And she was like, all right, I'm off the team. Bye.
Wow.
So she quit.
Wow, she quit because she wouldn't do the 3200.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were more reasons going into it.
I'm sorry. I'm just like,
but
really?
Yeah. So I was the only one at my school who ran the 32, and I was not fast, so I would get lapped.
Jeez.
Because I went to the varsity meets, right? But I'm not like a varsity runner. Like, I can like hold my own at a JV meet, but not at a varsity meet.
So you were put in varsity just because you do
just because I was the only one. Yeah.
Wow. That's wow.
Yeah, and I was a lot better at cross country. I could run a solid 5K. But yeah.
Is it? And would you say cross country is easier than track? Or not really?
They're different in their own ways, and like they're hard in their own ways. For me, it was easier, but I also had more motivation to actually perform well at my event because, you know, I liked the 5K. I was good. I knew how to race it. I never really got into the track races. I never raced them well. I don't know. Personally, it was just more difficult for me to have the motivation to perform well, so.
Fair enough. Does scenery play into that, too? Scenery.
Oh, yeah. I like to only, like, get out and see things in nature and stuff, and you don't really get that on the track.
All the rocks you see!
Yeah. I like to run on the rocks.
I'm just poking fun at rocks a little bit because why not?
Got it.
We both put up with rocks together.
Good old geology class.
Yeah. Which it's kind of crazy to think that this is the first time we've actually interacted that's not in the hallway and not in geology.
Yeah.
But anyways, where's your favorite place to run?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Or are you running out of ideas?
That's a good one. My favorite place to run? I don't know. That's really hard. There's so many good places to run.
Why don't you name, all the good places and why?
Well, here where we go to school, I love the trails behind campus. Super accessible, and I don't know, I love it out there. Our team goes to Moab a lot. I like running in Moab, especially in the winter because it's warm. It's good to escape the cold.
Where is Moab exactly?
It's in Utah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did my brain think it was in Colorado? I don't know.
The Grand Canyon is pretty sweet.
Because it's grand.
It is.
You should have said it was pretty grand.
One of the years we went to the Grand Canyon, my my Instagram post for like the pictures from the Grand Canyon. I was like, went on a 22-mile run through a canyon. I'd say it was pretty grand. I thought that was clever. Anyways, I don't know. Anywhere there's a trail and trees is pretty cool. Over the summer I was in Washington and I got to go on some pretty cool trails. I couldn't tell you where in Washington, so that's pretty broad.
Are you from Washington?
No, I was visiting a friend.
Oh, fair enough. You just had to run away from them. That poor friend of yours.
No, I was visiting a friend who was much faster than me.
So they were running away from you.
Yes. I was chasing them, actually.
Wow.
I was chasing the friend.
Why are you chasing your friends? That's not very nice of you. I'm kidding.
Well, they shouldn't run away.
Let's just say that it wouldn't be much of a chase if you were to chase me.
Yeah, those are kind of like the main spots.
Do you ever run when you're not specifically doing it for cross country?
Well, I mean, over the summer, I still have to train for being on the trail team.
That's fair. How much training do you have to do?
I mean, about the same as I would if I was here going to practice. A little less because I lack motivation when I'm not.
Fair.
Like, don't have, like, designated time to, like, go to practice. I find it a little more difficult to make time, especially, like, last couple summers, like, with work. Like, I started work at 7 a.m. I was not about to run before I go to work, which I did try to do at 4:30 in the morning in the dark, and that was really scary. So,
yeah.
never again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, yeah, and then it was, like, super hot, and then I have to wait till, like, 7 p.m. when the sun starts to set, so it's not, like, 5,000 degrees outside, you know?
Yikes.
But, yeah.
It can't be too hot. It can't be too cold. It must be just right. Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Funny how I say that, and my hair is actually blonder. I bleached it, but that's beside the point. Even my natural hair is lighter than yours, maybe. Is it?
I think so.
Pastry has slightly different hair colors, but meh. Pastry's still mine, and still me, so, yeah. Back when you had long hair, was it harder to run?
Well, when I had bangs, they got so annoying when I ran. Because, like, the rest of it I could just pull back in a ponytail and, like, it was fine. But the bangs would get in my eyes. That's part of the reason why I shaved my head. It's because I was running in the spring, and it was windy. Because for some reason it gets really windy in the spring. And I was like, alright, fuck this, I can't do it anymore. The solution? No hair.
That's an interesting.
Like, I remember I was running with my friends, and it was so windy.
So running is the reason of why you shaved your head.
I mean, there were many other reasons, but...
Fair. It's just funnier to say that.
Of course, now I'm growing it back out, and I'll have bangs soon enough. It'll be a couple more months, but...
Yeah.
It'll be back to being in my eyes.
Oh. But yeah, what specific stories do you have about your like cross country?
Oh man. I have so many stories. This is so broad.
Specifically on like running, not on the other stuff that comes with being on a team. Like, we're not talking about those Wednesday nights. But
want to hear about our run today?
Sure.
We were running and we just in the middle of the street were these men, and they had a 900-pound vault that they were trying to transport on a sled
what?
across the ice that was in the street.
What?
So we just stood there and watched them for a while. 'Cause, you know.
What?
It's not every day you see grown men with a 900-pound vault on a sled in the street, and they were blocking traffic. They were just in the middle of the street. And we were just like,
oh man,
huh?
They're just small town men. I don't know how to say this.
Yeah, that's what you get here. And then we saw that on our way out, and then on our way back, we like went the same way so we could see them again. They got the vault into a truck. So I guess mission accomplished.
So was your entire team just watching?
There's the three of us that were run together. Because in the winter, there's only 3 girls that stay on the team. Everyone else leaves to go ski.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
How many of you guys are in the fall?
How many did we have? The whole team was like 32 people, I think.
And you got only 3 in the winter time?
3 girls.
Wow.
I don't know how many guys we have left. Not very many. There's a lot of skiers, shockingly. As if we don't live in a ski town.
Yeah, we do. I'm probably more of the shocking one. I don't ski.
I skied for the first time last year, so...
I just want to save my money, you know?
It's expensive, although I just got some free skis, so...
Ooh.
Winning.
Cool. Oh, man, if I ended up getting one of the ski guys here to do a show with me, I feel like most of this time would be spent asking about, like, how much does this cost, and this cost, and this cost, and this cost.
And they would love to tell you. Because let me tell you, the guys on the Skimo team here, all they talk about is the gear and how much it costs. Every time I hear them talk, it's just blah, 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 gear this, I got this new thing. How much did you get this for? I need to get this. How much does this cost? Blah, blah, blah.
I feel like if I got one of them on the show, I would probably not even have time for the rest of the questions.
Yeah, they would just hyperfixate on that one forever.
If I know one of those, and if I interview one of those, I would just automatically put that question on the end. Just because I want time for everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's say you just wanted to run for fun without any team giving you free sponsored things. What do you think you would need to run? And no, please do not say you technically don't need anything, because you can just run in your birthday suit. But you get what I mean by this, right?
Yeah. I mean, you need a pair of shoes. You only need
like
one.
a good shoes?
But good shoes, yeah. And, you know, clothes appropriate for the weather. So if it's hot outside, pair of t-shirt and shorts. Simple. If it's cold, you know, some warmer layers, a beanie. You know.
Please don't run in your birthday suit.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Put some clothes on. But, you know, they don't have to be the expensive, you know, $60 t-shirt from Adidas. You can be literally any t-shirt.
So are the quality of the Adidas shoes stuff like high quality or mid?
I mean, it's not bad. Some of their stuff is really nice. I do like their puffy jackets. You know what's so ridiculous, though? I hate their t-shirts. Well, okay, first of all, because their women's t-shirts aren't even t-shirts. They're like these stupid cap sleeve. I don't even know. We don't even get a full sleeve. And, like, the front part of the shirt is, like, 3 inches longer than the back part.
What?
Because, you know, we're girls. We gotta show off the ass, right?
I would have thought that they would have wanted the front to be shorter to show off the belly.
No, the front is longer. It's literally stupid. It's like a bib. And I hate it. I hate that shirt. And, well, okay, one of our puffy jackets, the men's, have hoods. The women's do not. Which is so ridiculous.
Are you allowed to ask for men's clothes or no?
No, because we only get, like, so much that, like, our coach has to, like, just distribute it as is.
Yikes.
Because we've brought this up. We're like, Coach, just get men's stuff. But he doesn't really get a say. But we still like to yell at him anyways, because we can't yell at our Adidas guy, because he's not here, obviously. He's in, like, Oregon or something, wherever he is for Adidas. But yeah, the men's clothing is better than the women's. I will say that.
That is so true about everything. I'm so
true.
Sorry.
Like, I mean, there is a reason I wear men's pants every day, and men's flannels, and men's shirts, and I exclusively shop in the men's section, which is probably why I get mistaken for a little boy.
Oh, man. If only I got mistaken for being a little boy. No wonder.
Yeah.
Trans men are like, yes, I'm speaking from experience, but other trans men must think you're a trans man or something.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. There's worse things to be mistaken as. But yeah. Is there, like, I know this is going to be kind of an odd question, but is what you eat affected by track? Because I know that some athletes have, like, special diets.
Yeah, nutrition's a big part of, well, especially trail running, which is what I do now, because of the longer endurance stuff, because everything we do is, like, we're out there for a few hours. Nutrition's a big part, so obviously just, like, making sure, you eat enough, like, getting enough calories is huge, like, because you burn a lot of calories while running, so there's a big calorie deficit that you can get into, and then also, like, nutrition, like, while running is a huge thing. Like, we have gels that are, like, high calorie and high carb. Yeah, these little, like, they're gels. They're, like, liquid that are just have, like, 300 calories.
Do you drink it or do you put it on your skin?
No, you drink it.
Drinking gel?
Yeah. So, yeah, you eat running gels that are high calorie and high carbs. Calories and carbs are, like, the two biggest things, and sodium. And we, have drink mixes that are also high calorie.
Liquid IVs are, like, lower calorie.
Yeah, that's a hydration mix, which is also, good, for you while running. Which we also have that hydration mixes. We use Scratch a lot. But there also are calorie mixes. So you can get calories, like, liquid calories in. And, like, there's, high calorie gummies. Yeah, well, I technically don't eat real running nutrition. I like gummy bears.
Fair
the
enough.
Black Forest gummy bears, if you know what I mean.
Oh, man.
They're pretty good. I do sometimes think I'm going to choke and die on them while I'm running.
Oh, wow.
Which is why gels
please
are
don't
better.
run and eat at the same time. That's not healthy.
It is. That's what you have to do.
Wait, you have to eat and run at the same time?
Yeah.
There's some people who would literally choke while eating and walking. So.
Yeah, which is why lots of people do gels and liquid calories. Because gels are hard because they often are disgusting. And the one gel that I really liked, the company, got, it got, what's the word I'm looking for? it was discovered that they were lying about how many calories and carbs were in it. It was actually way, way, way lower than they were putting on their nutrition labels, which is a huge problem when you have people who literally track every calorie and carb they put into their body while running. Because, I don't know, there's a whole science into it, but I'm not that into it.
Fair enough.
All I know is that it was a tasty apple-flavored gel that I can no longer eat because it's not
You would need
enough
more
calories.
gel. You would need more gel, in other words.
Right. So... And, like, the longer distances you get into, like, the aid stations have, like, snacks. They have, like, pretzels and, like, apples and, like, pickles.
Pickles?
And fruit snacks. Pickles, runners love pickles. That's, like, the most popular aid station snack ever. Probably because it's salty. Because, you know, you're sweating. Your body wants sodium to, you know, replenish. So, those are really good for sodium purposes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I learned more about that than I thought I would have. I thought you would have been like, okay, so this is how much meat I eat. Okay, this is how
I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat.
Veggie, yeah. I was just saying meat first because I'm not a vegetarian.
But yeah, also gotta make sure you get enough protein, all that fun stuff. Not while running, don't eat protein while running, but every other meal, yes.
So, yeah. Do you tend to have issues with protein or no?
I do my best. I don't, like, track anything, so I don't actually know how well I'm doing. But I'll drink, like, protein drinks, and I, you know, try to, like, add, like, fake meat into meals I have to, like, you know, up the protein content.
I forgot. Did I offer you any Christmas ham?
You did.
What did I forget? Why did I forget you were vegetarian?
It's
I was
okay.
just trying to be nice.
It's okay.
That's actually good Christmas ham. But anyways. But yeah, is it hard to get what you need and for running and being vegetarian?
Yeah, especially eating at the dining hall because the vegetarian meals at the dining hall suck.
I said as a runner. I know the dining hall sucks.
Well, yeah, but like that's a problem for athletes who eat at the dining hall is that often there's not enough protein options.
Man.
And so we have to seek food elsewhere and spend more money on food.
That sucks.
Yeah, a whole group of us went to a student government meeting last year and met with the two like head people of the dining hall to, you know, tell them that, hey, we're all athletes and none of us are getting enough protein from your meals, and tried to give them suggestions.
Like,
on
what
how
was
to
your
improve it.
suggestion?
Well, we had like a list of like meals they could add to the rotation, and we also
Have you seen those meals or no?
Nope. We also just, you know, suggested that they increase the portion size of the vegetarian meals. We're like, can we just like, you know, have more food just in general? And they were like, no.
Grab a second plate.
Well, yeah, like our thing was that like the meal dishes, you know, you'll have like the meat dishes. You'll have like your meat and you'll have like potato or something, and then you'll have like veggies, and like it's like you have like all the food groups on the plate, and the vegetarian dish is literally just rice.
Yeah.
It's just rice. And we were like, hey, like the meat dishes, you know, you have like a couple of different food groups, you know, you have a bunch of stuff going on, and the vegetarian dish is literally just rice. Can we have like more to it, like more food groups, more something aside? And they're like, no.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to add like the food questions just because it plays into like your functioning because as athletes.
Yeah.
And I know I put it on the hobby interview show, But do you personally consider running as a hobby, or do you consider it something else?
For me, I mean, it's more of like, it's my sport because I'm part of a team. I think if you're like not on a team and like not super competitive with it, it's more of a hobby. You're more of a hobby runner. But yeah, it can be considered a hobby.
Do you randomly go on jogs across town, or not really?
No.
Like, have you seen those people who have just decided to take a jog, or not really?
I only run when I'm supposed to at practice. Then we run across town.
Fair.
But, yeah.
What else? What other crazy running stories do you have? Or is it mostly small town people being weird stories?
I can talk about the Grand Canyon. That's pretty cool.
Talk about it.
Well, I've done the Grand Canyon run twice now.
How long is it?
It's 23 miles. At least the route that I did. Some people did rim to rim to rim, which is 42, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. I just did a little old loop. Just a quick, easy 23 miles. No, it's...
Quick, easy?
No, it's long and hard. The first year, me and my friend, there was just 2 of us girls with 16 guys. We felt really outnumbered, and we kept joking around that we were on the all-men's trail running team because the guys were faster than us, and so the people who were doing the same loop as us, they were ahead, and so everybody we passed, they, like, already passed. So, and we're all dressed the same, right? Because we wear the same clothes, because we get the same clothes from Adidas. So we're quite recognizable. So everyone was like, oh my god, we saw your boys. We saw your boys. Are you with those boys? We saw the boys. And we were like, yeah. Or like, we saw the boys team, and we were like, we're on the same team. So then we were like joking around that we're on the all men's trail running team. So yeah, that was fun. But then this year we had more girls. I think we had 8 girls maybe. I don't know, there were so many more of us. And we were known as the Glitter Girls. We weren't known as, are you with the boys? We were the Glitter Girls. Because there were a couple girls that were like faster and ahead, and they were like giving glitter to everyone they saw on the trail. So then like when we all had glitter smeared on our faces, so then like when the rest of us that were in the back like were passing, people were like, oh my god, the Glitter Girls, there's more of you. Which was pretty sweet. And yeah, going down the canyon was really painful this year because I tripped and fell the day before and banged up my knees pretty bad, and I was already experiencing knee pain. So that was ouchy. And also, we start super early in the morning at like 5 a.m. and it's pitch black, and the first 5 miles are just along the rim before we even start going down. So you're running along the rim of the canyon, it's pitch black, so you just look down and there's nothing.
That would scare me.
You can't see nothing. It's just a big black pit, and it's incredible. It's so cool. And then the sun starts to rise right as we like start to descend down the trail, and it was just gorgeous. It's the most beautiful thing ever. And you get to the bottom, and then there's the river, and then we swam in the river, and that's lots of fun. And there's like the mule trains. This year we thought we were gonna get stuck because we were running, and then there was a mule train, so we had to stop running, and we were like, oh no.
So what is a mule train?
It's a bunch of mules that carry stuff.
Oh, I thought you said meal train.
Mule
train.
The animal.
My brain. I thought you got stuck between a food train. My bad.
Mules. The animals.
Yikes.
That like carry stuff to the bottom of the canyon. And you're not allowed to pass them, so we're like, oh, like we still have to go down. This is gonna be really slow down. But then the guy like let us pass, but only the runners. The hikers behind us got mad, and he was like, only the runners.
Oh.
So Shout out to that one mule train guy that let us pass. He's a real one.
Yeah. Oh man, that would have. Yeah, but that's not your fault.
Yeah.
I would have started running the other way then, if possible.
I mean, that would have just been back. That we wouldn't have been able to complete the loop. Because, you know, we park at the top, and then we run along the rim, and then we run down the trail, and then we swim. And then we run across the bottom.
And yet, that's considered a race, even though you swim with it, too?
It's not a race. That's just a fun camp that we do.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, it's just like a
what is the name of
camp.
the like, three, the, like, running, swimming, and something else?
Oh, triathlon?
Triathlon. Have you tried one of those?
I have not. I do not enjoy swimming or biking.
Yikes.
So...
It's definitely interesting being in a town with a lot of bikers.
Yep. Both my roommates are bikers.
Oh, wow. I live alone. Anyways, oh man. Yeah. I definitely have a huge speed nerf. Being a guy in a girl's body. Oh man. It sucks!
Yeah.
Also being shorter too. So like, I feel like trans men just have a huge ass disadvantage with sports.
Yeah.
And it's like, But yeah. What else? What other stories you have?
Let's see.
Or do you want to talk more about team dynamics, because that seems to be a very important part of your hobby from what you're saying? What would you rather talk about first?
I don't know.
I'll ask you the other. Which one do you think's more important? Let's go with team dynamics.
I don't know. Okay. What about team dynamics do you want to know?
I'm just like how things were in high school, how things are now, just like the basic dynamics.
Okay. Well, flashback to high school.
As long as it's not too traumatic for you.
No, it's all good.
You said flashback. That's why I'm checking.
The cross country team, the varsity group was pretty cliquey. It was never like that bad. Like, we never had like a bad team dynamic, but it was definitely, you know, the fast girls were all pretty cliquey and, you know, thought they were better than everyone else.
Oh man. I could just imagine with that.
Yeah. The JV crew has my heart. They're so cool. Like my junior year, I like would flip-flop between JV and varsity races. And
because you were the only one that would do your specific run.
Well, that was track.
Oh, track.
Cross country.
Why did you keep flip-flopping then?
Just because it depended on like the race, how many people were allowed to run varsity, because some races there were more spots. Because I was like top of JV, bottom of varsity. Like I just kind of was like in the middle.
I wouldn't take that well.
So I was running more varsity races by the end of the season. And in senior year, I was running all of varsity races. And senior year, the team dynamic was definitely a lot better. Probably because the clickiest people graduated. They were gone.
Wow.
So
that must have felt nice to see them gone.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like dislike any of them. They weren't like bad people, but it did improve the team dynamic, if you ask me. And like the fastest girls on the team that year were only sophomores. They were a pretty cliquey group. Like there was like 3 of them.
So there's
the little
even,
trio of cliquey girls.
So there's even cliquey girls in sports dynamics too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we have the little trio, but I mean, they're all like great people. Like it wasn't like cliquey in like the same way the other girls were. Like they wouldn't even really talk to me. Like these girls would still talk to me, but like the three of them were like best friends. And then one of the girls, she was really close with me, and one of the other, or like two of the other senior girls that year, and she was a junior my senior year. And she was super sad because she was super close with us senior girls.
Oh.
And she was like, "Oh my god, you guys are leaving." And then I think she got like kind of hyper fixated on the fact that we were gonna leave, and she was closer with us than she was the other girls. So then she like tried to weasel her way into like the trio, right? Of these other girls. And then she kind of just like abandoned us, and we were like, "No, be our friend. Like we're gonna leave and we love you. Like don't like ignore us and like leave us out." So like I don't know, that got like a little annoying, but it wasn't that bad. I'm still in touch with her to this day. And we'll go on whenever I'm home. We'll go on runs together. And
That's nice.
We don't like text or anything, so we have like no contact most of the year, but we'll run and just like catch each other up on like months and months worth of
Damn, I probably DM more than her.
Yeah, I never hear from her. But yeah, and then now I love the trail team here. We have a lot more girls this year than we did last year. Last year, the girls that graduated, I was pretty close with, so that was pretty sad.
You were a freshman last year, right?
Yeah. So it was pretty unfortunate to get close with the seniors as a freshman.
Oh, I had that happen too, but it was because I had what do you call it? Not an epic mentor, but an orientation leader who just kept on wanting to talk to me and talk to me and talk to me. It was mutual. But yeah. I still DM her sometimes.
One of the girls that graduated, she has come to a couple of our races this year,
nice.
So I've gotten to see her. Yeah, she gave me my one and only tattoo.
Oh,
Dirt. Everyone on the team has dirt tattooed on their leg.
Interesting.
That's another thing. Yeah, another great team dynamic thing is that we all have matching tattoos.
Oh man.
But well, the girl that gave out the tattoos graduated, so we are lacking in the new people don't have tattoos yet. So we need to get them tattoos if they want.
Fair.
It's not forced.
Yeah. I have a question for you, just because, like, with, from a non-athlete, it sometimes feels like the, athletes are cliquey with each other in general. Would you say that's the case as an athlete, or no? It seems like athletes like to talk to each other more than non-athletes.
Yes.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't think it's intentional most of the time. I just think, like, being, like, on your team, you're with those people constantly, so you're just, like, naturally hang out with those people outside of, like, your sport naturally. So I think it unintentionally, like, that's just, like, where your friends are, so it's, like, it can come off as cliquey. Some people are, like, super cliquey, and they, like, don't want to interact with anyone else. And then for other people, it's just, like, that just happens to be their friend group.
Okay, because I wanted to, like, yes, this is supposed to be, like, advertising your hobby, but I wanted to bring that up just because it is something that I've noticed.
Yeah, no, that's a
good non-athlete. Question. Because, like, and also, would you say the art kids are cliquey with each other, or no?
I don't know. I don't really know any art kids, except for you.
So. Then again, I'm the guy that everyone knows. To at least some extent.
This is true. You were a friend of all.
Friend of most. I would say most.
Most.
But anyways, yeah, let's see. What was the other thing I asked about before? I'm like, ooh, let's jump into team dynamics. Wait, I remember another question I was going to ask. How much does gender play into your sports?
On the trail team now, like, not at all, because it's not split up at all. Everybody races at the same time, right? And like cross country and track, it does more, obviously, because it's split up into men's and women's events and stuff. But in the trail world, not really. I mean, there's like you can like see how you place like gender wise, and there are often non-binary categories.
Oh, that's good.
Which is pretty cool.
Do you think that trans men and trans women tend to go more into those categories?
Probably, yeah. One of our teammates, one of the races, one of our teammates is non-binary, and at one of the races, there was another person in that category, and they were really happy that, like, they had, like, competition in their category. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, and then, like, so everything's, like, you can see, like, your place is mixed amongst everyone, but then they also break it down into men's and women's, and you can see your place in female and men, and they also break it up by age. But yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stats.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like looking into the stats or not really?
I think it's pretty interesting to see. Like, I like to see how I placed, like, overall amongst everybody, and then I like to see how I placed amongst all the females, and then within my age group, and there's, because, like, my age group is, U20, under 20, and there's not a lot of people, so I often win in my age group.
So what is the other one? U20 and what?
For age groups?
Yeah.
U20, and then it's like 21 to, I don't actually know. I don't know what the age groups are. To like, I don't know, maybe it's like 30.
Where do they put the 20-year-olds? Do they put them in U20
or 20
do they put them
30?
in?
I don't know. I mean, it's also different for every races, because some races are it's like 18 to like 21, and some are U20. So it depends on the race and how they decide to break it up.
So how do people run races?
I mean, it depends on how long the race is and your like personal preference and like style, because in the endurance world with these longer races, there's some people that just go out there and, you know, they just have fun. They just kind of jog, you know. It's not an all-out situation. It's more for the vibes and the community. And then, of course, you have the people who go all out and race super hard, and, you know, they have, like, their whole strategy. They have plans. They're like, I'm going to hit this pace at this spot, and, like, I'm going to eat this at this time, and I'm going to hit this and this and this, and, you know, they have it all figured out. I'm not one of those people. I'm kind of, like, somewhere in between. Like, I don't just jog it, but I don't, like, I'm not, like, super all out in it to win it, because I'm not that fast. But I do, like, when I race, I try to go out hard and, you know, go for it as much as I can, I guess.
Here is a kind of an odd question that I just thought about, but do you think you would have done running if your mom hadn't have forced you to?
Probably not, because the reason I, like, really got into running is because in that running club in 5th grade, one of the teachers that helped run it was like, hey, you ever heard of cross country? And I was like, no. She was like, you should look into it, because the middle school I went into, that was the only sport you could do as a 6th grader. Don't know why, but it was the only sport. And track. Cross country, track were the only 2 sports available to 6th graders.
That's odd.
Yeah, every other sport was 7th and 8th grade. But she was like, you should look into that, because that's like one of the only sports available, and you know, you're pretty good at running, and it's also no cut, so like you don't have to be good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everyone's welcome, which is pretty cool. And I was like, all right. So then I remember like I was like visiting the middle school for something. I don't know. Maybe you're like taking a tour for class. I don't know. But there was a table for cross country set up, and there's a sign up sheet. And I was like, my teacher said I should look at this. Maybe I should. So I put my name down, I put my email down, and then I did it. And in middle school, I wasn't like super into it. But then in high school, I got like really into it because I started to get better, and I don't know, it was lots of fun. Yeah. So shout out to that teacher for telling me about cross country. She blocked me on Instagram, but that's okay.
Is there a story I need to know about?
My account got hacked.
Oh!
And then she blocked me. So it wasn't like because of me. It was because my Instagram got hacked. But
oh,
I'm
man.
still blocked to this day.
Oh, why don't you email her and be like,
hey,
my account ain't hacked anymore.
She probably doesn't remember me.
Oh.
It's been so long since the 5th grade days. She doesn't work at that school anymore either.
Yeah. What other question was I going to ask? Do you do any indoor or just outdoor?
Just outdoor. Hence why I run in the frigid cold. People are like, why don't you run on the treadmill? I'm like, no, that's not what I do.
Oh, man. Dude, treadmills seem really boring.
Oh, they're so boring. I hate it. I can't even putting on like a TV show or something, like it's still not entertaining enough. I can't do it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Is it because you feel like you're getting nowhere?
I mean, yeah, you are getting nowhere. And like also, I don't know. It's just awful. It's just awful.
Yeah, I'm not even an athlete, and I think treadmills are boring and stupid.
Yeah. Do not enjoy. Do not recommend.
But yeah, is there any place where you didn't like to run?
Any place I don't like to run?
Yeah.
I hate running on the road. I hate it. Which is kind of what we're stuck doing now in the winter because the trails are closed because they're covered in snow. And now it's just road.
Any specific reason why you don't like running in the road?
Well, it's higher impact, so it's harder on your joints. Than trails. Trails are softer.
I could see that.
And also, it's a little more boring, and it's sad, and cars might hit you.
How often have you guys been threatened by cars, would you say?
Well, today we almost got hit by a car. And the day before that, we almost got hit by a car. And the day before that, so.
Why? Like, is it a group of you guys or just a few of you?
It's just 3 of us right now.
Okay, so. that makes more sense. Because my brain was like, why would cars threaten to hit an entire track team?
Yeah. I mean, today, we were literally just standing on a corner. And a guy was turning into us. He was looking at his phone. And we just, like, we could see him looking at his phone, starting to turn, and we were like, bro, look up from your phone. We're just standing here. Don't hit us. And then, we were just, like, waiting for it to happen. We were like, bro, get off your phone.
Getting hit by cars
look at us.
Don't seem fun.
Yeah, and there's this one road that we run that has, like, a sharp turn on it. And it's, like, there's, like, a hill, so you can't see. And yeah, there's no shoulder to the road, so we're like in the road.
Yikes.
So that's a little scary sometimes, but it's okay. We haven't died yet.
Yeah, that's good. I want you here.
Thanks.
Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the famous question that I tend to ask when I run out of pro questions, which is there anything that you would, if you were me, is there anything that you would ask yourself about running, aka the did I miss anything question?
Um,
Because I don't run, so I don't know what important questions to ask.
Yeah. It's a good question. I'm not sure, though.
And I'll think of another question as you're thinking about that question. Because it tends to be my filler question, like the catch-all question. Do you know how the guys interact in the in their like teams, or no? Or you're not around them often?
I don't know. I'm not. Well, I mean, I now live with two of the guys that used to be on the team, but then they quit.
Oh.
So I was of quite a bit in that. In with the guys like last year. All my friends were guys.
Is that that's even true these days?
Yeah.
Whoops.
This year I don't hang out with the guys that much.
Fair.
At least on the team.
Do you think do the guys and the girls click against each other, or not often?
We get along really well. There's a couple couples on the teams.
A couple couples?
A couple couples. I used to be one, and then I ruined that. So now there's one guy on the team who hates my guts. But
nice. Romance is none of my business. Ah. You probably would have thought I'd say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guys and the girls get along well, as far as I know. Like, we're all pretty close with each other. Like, I like all the guys on the team. I helped cut their hair into mullets not too long ago. So,
interesting.
That was pretty fun.
Is it hard for you to socialize with non-athletes, or no?
No. I mean, it's hard for me to socialize with people just in general, but it's not, like, harder.
I just wanted to ask because, like, from the non-athlete side, it's sometimes hard to approach athletes because all they're talking is sport. Funny how I say this, and one of my really close friends who I met through this channel is actually an athlete. So, yeah. But in general, in real life, I find it hard to talk to athletes. Do you think there's like any way that you that athletes could talk to could like make themselves more approachable to non-athletes, or not really?
I mean, just don't make it your entire personality.
I
feel like I don't do that as much as most people. Like, I know a lot of people who all they talk about is sports, and I'm like, oh my god, shut up.
like those people are hard for us as non-athletes to talk to.
Yeah, and sometimes even for athletes to talk to. Like, cause like I'm not like super into the sport like some people are. Like, I don't know all the famous people. Like, I don't know all the stats. Like, I don't keep up with all the things.
Like, I'm an animator, and I don't know of every single famous animator.
Yeah, so like even within like my own world, I kind of like am like, oh my god, I know nothing. Like, people will talk, and I'm like, I do not know who or what you're talking about. Like, sure, I've been running for like 9 years, but like, Yeah, there's definitely, like, those athletes who that's all they talk about, and they're, like, super into, like, the stats and the people, and they just, like, know everything.
Oh, man.
And that,
So they're
yeah,
kind of
that
like
can
your
make it
one-trick
hard.
ponies.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But yeah, I'm glad that that's not just a non-athlete to athlete thing.
Yeah.
Funny how we started out with, running in general, and now I'm talking about sports dynamics, but it all plays into.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Also, like, I find social dynamics interesting. But yeah. I didn't know your roommates used to be a part of the team.
Yeah, that's how I met them.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, I'm like, how did I meet my roommate? I don't have any. How did I meet myself? That is interesting. An interesting thought. No, I've never met myself, and yet I know myself-ish. But yeah, how much I love analyzing human behavior is definitely interesting. But I wouldn't necessarily call it a hobby because it's more of a behavior. But, you know, what other questions? Is there any questions I missed that you were like, oh my god, Pastry, why didn't you go over this? What is wrong with you?
I don't know. You hit, like, all the, like, the big things that I would also ask about.
So, what do your different uniforms look like? Because I know for the Olympic stuff, the girls pretty much have no pants and have all of their sleeves on top.
Yeah, we just have a basic kit. Like, we have a white long sleeve that has, our logo on it. We have the stupid t-shirt that's not really a t-shirt. The boys have t-shirts that are real t-shirts, but the girls don't. We have the stupid cap sleeve bib shirt.
I just thought of another question, but continue with what you're saying.
And then we have tank top. And those are, like, our three, like, the white ones are our race shirts, and then we have a bunch of other ones in other colors. And then just our black Adidas shorts. We have flowy shorts, and we have tight shorts. Personal preference on what we wear. Yeah.
Would you say that sexualization in your uniforms is a big problem? Yes or no, and why?
Yeah. A little bit. It's not as bad as, like the college like the NCAA uniforms that are, like, literally underwear.
Are you NCAA or no?
No, we are not NCAA. We're just a club sport. So
we
have a lot of freedoms.
I thought you were in the NCAA for some reason.
Mm-mm.
Is there an NCAA cross country?
Yeah, I'm not on cross country. I'm on the trail running team.
What's the difference?
Well,
sorry, my brain's just like, you're in cross country. No, you're not. It's the whole, like, palms and cheer thing again.
The cross country team is NCAA, obviously, so they have way stricter, like, requirements on, like, practice and, like, stuff and, like, their uniforms. And they have, like, set races that they do. I know the girls are in, like, a 6K. I don't know if the guys do. I think it might be longer. I'm not sure.
Oh my god.
And yeah, they travel to compete against other schools. The trail running team, we are the only collegiate trail running team in the world.
Really?
We compete against nobody.
You're wait.
I mean, we like the
No
races we
wonder
go
my
to.
brain keeps on putting you in cross country.
Yeah, so we're the only ones to exist. We held the Collegiate National Trail Championship race. We won.
Because y'all are the only ones.
We had a couple of like individual people from a couple of colleges show up, so that was cool.
Cool.
But no other like teams yet. Yeah, this was our second year hosting the National Collegiate Trail Championships.
So why didn't you go into NCAA?
Because they have so many requirements, and I'm not that fast. If I went into NCAA, I'd probably have to do a D3 school. And also, I was kind of burnt out by cross country by the end of high school.
That's fair.
So I was like, okay, I don't want to do NCAA, but I want to keep running, which is what led me to the trail world, which was kind of like a whole new perspective on running. And it was cool. It was more fun because it's less competitive. Well, for me at least. And some people are super serious about it.
That's fair.
And like, just because we're the only team, like the races we go to, there's like, it's still a race. There's other people there, like lots of other people. So we're still like competing against other people.
So you like the less stress.
Yeah, it's less stress, but there's still the competitive environment. Like I still do races and I still do get to compete. It's just more fun in my opinion, and we only run on trails.
Oh.
Hence the name trail running.
No street running.
Well, except for in the winter when all the trails are closed.
So you guys don't like to run in the snow?
Well, okay. Yesterday we went up to this area that they
Up the mountain.
Yeah.
All right.
That they
To the ski mountain.
No. To some trails that they
We love how you almost accidentally doxed yourself and technically me, but I don't go there, so I'd be fine.
They groom the trails for fat bikes. So they pack down the snow really hard on the trails so that these fat bikes can get up it in the winter. That's like the winter version of mountain biking, I guess. I had never heard of it before I moved here, but I guess it's a thing. Fat biking. They have these massive tires. Hence why it's called a fat bike.
No offense, but I would have thought that fat biking would be biking with fat people.
No, it's just fat tires
Okay.
on like mountain bikes because
Okay.
they groom the mountain bike trails in the winter where they just pack down the snow really hard so that way you can bike on it with these super big snow tires.
So it's kind of like the
but-
ice that we currently have on our sidewalks.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, when they pack it down, then we can run on it.
That stuff is pretty packed down, but it's mostly ice.
Yeah, that's mostly ice. That's really scary. This is not ice, mostly.
Good.
It's just snow, so it's not like dangerous. You're not like gonna slip and fall and die. I mean, you might like post hold, like just punch straight through the snow and just get your foot stuck. There's always a risk of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just thinking more about how like you saw me trip and fall. Wait, no, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
You told me about it.
I tripped and fell because I had like 4 packages in my hand. One of the packages is my new mic that I decided to finally get the full like blue Yeti instead of the Nano, which I hope I like it better than the Nano. The Nano was good, but like I said, or like I mentioned during pre-stream, like I accidentally damaged the plug-in, so it kept on glitching out. But yeah. So, yeah, what other questions do you have that I failed to mention? Anything? Or is that it? I tend to do pretty well on these, and whenever I ask the person if I'm like majorly missing anything, and they're like,
I mean, I can talk about more about the difference between, like, cross-country and trail.
Sure thing.
Um,
Why did I miss that? I missed the trail versus cross-country. But I didn't miss the, I didn't miss track versus cross-country. I'm gonna throw this stuff away. Not my cheese balls. Continue.
Also with trail, it's longer distances. So, like, the shortest thing we've ever raced is about a 10K, which is, like, 6 miles. And we do a lot of, like, the shorter races are also, like, 15Ks, which is, like, 9.5 miles. Another thing about being a runner, you get fairly good at converting kilometers to miles.
That must be very useful for things.
But it's like the most random distances. Like,
man.
I know 15 kilometers is 9.5 miles.
Wow.
And I know that a 50K is about 32 miles. And also, you don't know exacts. It's just about. But yeah, and then you get into, like, a lot of, like, a big part of the trail world is ultra endurance running, and the ultra means longer than a marathon.
Jeez.
So anything longer than 26.2 miles.
Wow.
So yeah, ultra running is a big part of trail running because a lot of the races are longer than a marathon.
My
longest race is only a marathon.
Oh wow. Yeah, my guess would have been for ultra running would have been like running, but in like hiking areas. Like, do you ever like run hiking trails or not really?
Well, yeah, that's all trails are hiking trails.
Oh.
You just happen to run.
Yeah.
Instead.
Like, do you tend to run on uneven ground or not really?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh. That makes sense. And is cross country uneven ground too?
No. It's on flat. Fairly even footing. Yeah, some of our races get super technical. I hate technical trails that are like, you know, rock hoppy, running like over roots and stuff where you have to like pay super close attention, otherwise you're gonna trip and fall. Yeah.
Those hikes, I'm not good with those hikes either due to a coordination deficit that I will get into in a future video.
Yeah, we have some, like one of our, I did a half marathon in Moab, and that was our national trail collegiate championship, by the way, that we won.
Nice.
But it's a pretty technical course, and it's along the side of a canyon for part of it, and it's kind of scary because if you trip, you will fall off a canyon and die. So don't die.
How do they have you run those then?
I mean, you just have to be careful and good at it. I'm not good at it, so I'm super slow on that section.
Yeah.
And there was one spot where they literally had like people standing there to spot you because you had to like jump down these rocks that were like super tall.
Jeez.
Like you had to like do a little rock climbing action. Yeah, so just add rock climbing to the list of things that are part of trail running.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, it gets super steep. And there's parts that are so steep that you can't run it, you have to hike. And, you know, run through sand. I hate running through sand. I'd rather run in snow than in sand.
Well, is it because it sinks down?
I mean, it's just, like, super, like, wobbly. Like, it's just, like, hurts the ankles.
Ouch. I could imagine.
Yeah. I don't.
As soon as you said sand, my brain just went to wet sand. And I hate grainy textures.
Yeah. Oh, my God. After one of the races, we went to this sand hill that's in Moab, and, you know, you walk up the hill because you can't run, it's too steep, and then they sprint down the hill and almost die because it's so steep, and it's just sand, and it's really scary, But it's really fun to watch the boys do that. And then the most recent time we were there was a huge pit of mud, like puddle at the bottom. So then a bunch of my teammates mud wrestled. That was super entertaining.
Did you mud wrestle yourself or no?
I did not.
Dang.
I did not participate. I had a blister full of sand. They really hurt.
Oh,
So I was
yikes.
not about to get into the muddy water. And it was on the bottom of my foot, so it really hurt to walk.
Ouch.
So I felt like, and I also felt like the blister would get infected then, because it was already filled with sand. I did not need to be filled with muddy water. So, yeah, no mud wrestling for me.
Jeez. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to ask again. But yeah, it seems like trail running is mostly hiking, but running.
Yeah, it's glorified hiking.
Glorified hiking.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would make sense that we are the only school that has it then.
We're trying to make it a thing.
That's fair.
But, yeah.
It's just hard when a good chunk of schools are basically flatlanders.
Yeah, that's true.
It had to be a Coloradan thing.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, mountain Coloradan thing.
Right. We're kind of, like, unique in our location in that
Do
we
you
literally have trails off campus.
Yeah, do you have do you get altitude sickness often from your runs?
No. Almost no. I don't know if it was altitude sickness or not, but the only, like, time I've ever experienced maybe potentially having altitude sickness was we did a team camp at the very beginning of the school year. And
This year?
yeah. And I just felt so out of it and, like, fatigued the entire trip. I didn't fully do any of, like, the big routes. I didn't, like, go to the top of any of the mountains that our coach had, like, planned, which is fine. I just hung out with one of my other teammates and we just kind of jogged the flatter parts and just kind of chilled out. Also, my knees were hurting at that time too.
Ouch.
So it was just kind of, I had a headache for just, like, days. So I don't know if that was altitude sickness, but I just, like, felt really out of it during that trip. So could have potentially been altitude sickness, but
yeah, that's fair.
No.
It could have been overexertion too.
I mean, I wasn't
Unless it's
running
when
at
you
that
were
point.
right
I
there.
was mostly walking.
But yeah, so with your specific trail running, would you recommend it to others or no?
I would. I love trail running. And I think it takes a lot of the pressure off, like, having to be good. Like, it's just fun. Like, you can walk. That's fine. You can still call it a run even if you walk. Like, as long as you run at, like, some point.
That's fair.
It's a trail run. You know, power hiking is part of the sport. You get to eat snacks while you run.
Ooh.
And, you know, the people are great. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, the reason of why I do this hobby interview show is not everyone is interested in the same things, because if that was the case, then life would be boring. I tend to want to give people the opportunity to listen to these as a podcast. Of course, there's, like, some episodes where there's almost no one here in the chat, which next season I'm going to be having my show back on the usual time, and usually Wednesday evenings are better for people to watch things than Thursday evenings. am doing it Thursday evenings because I have a stupid class during my showtime. So yeah. But besides the tangent, it's the fact that like I can't possibly have every hobby in the universe. But yeah, I want to see like what it have people see what it's like to have different hobbies, and so that they can like try them out and stuff like that. That's why I have this hobby interview show. Also, it gives also another added benefit that I didn't think of when I did this in the beginning is some people treat this as like a practice live stream and figure out after this if they want to do their own live stream shows. In general, if people, I haven't had anyone be like, I'm definitely doing a show because I went on Pastry's show. More commonly than not, people tend to be like, actually, I never want to be on stream again because this sucked. But in that case, you didn't necessarily like, you pretty much just had one commitment. And yeah. Do you have any other things you wish to mention about trail running?
Not off the top of my head.
I'm thinking about rocks because I have to do my rock thing after this. But anyways, I would have asked you if you had any closing announcements, but since you don't have a channel, you don't have those channel announcements since you don't have a channel. But I'm gonna say that I'm currently working on History of Pastry's character design as of a video. I've also been working on a art history final on this. I streamed it yesterday. All I need to do is color it in and then be like, hey, printmaking prof. I would like to print make this, please. And then that'll be that after a paper. But that's an assignment. I don't normally mention the assignments on here, but since it could be live streamed, I live streamed it. And after next episode, it'll be the end of this stream show season, and then next season I'm gonna be back to my 3:50 till my not 3:50, 4 till 6 slots on Wednesdays, which is I like better because that means I'm not like eating pizza beforehand and eating cheese balls during. But we made do with what we had, and yeah. Do you have anything else to say on air specifically?
No. This was fun.
You seem tired, but then again, it's a 6:53, and you probably didn't have any caffeine whatsoever.
I had a little bit of tea earlier today, but that was a while ago.
Green or black?
Black.
I had 2 things of black tea earlier, and I have this now. But yeah. Anyways, do you have an outro? No. Anyways, this is probably the first ever time you've personally heard this, but the donut batch is like, Pastry, you do this every show because it's an outro, and I platonically love you, my donut batch, and see you in the future to come. Bye. After I remember